seat. I'm going to mute everybody now. There we go. The awesome thing about focusing on the breath is that there are so many benefits, health benefits, and just in general, the ability even in a couple of moments to lower your blood pressure, things like that, that happen with the breath, and they can bring focus to the breath in many ways. Last week, we did one that was specific to getting things moving through the chest, as we had someone on that was recovering from COVID. And so there are lots of requests that you can even make if you have something physically or mentally going on. You can ask if there's a breath that might be beneficial, and I often can come up with one. So as you shift your sitting bones, move them back and broad. And so we'll focus a little bit on a breath that is often used throughout a yoga class, and this is the Ujjayi breath. I don't often bring it in because this breath often is done too much. Okay, so there's a balance in all the breaths, right? Which is why if it starts to feel like it's not easeful anymore, or something even that you're enjoying, then let it go, right? Because it's meant to bring a balance. So the Ujjayi breath, you've perhaps heard of it as the breath with sound at the back of the throat. So we're creating an opening at the back of the throat to make some sound through. And this breath is often done throughout an entire yoga class until Shavasana, and then you let it go for Shavasana. But I'll invite you to try it and see how it feels. But to realize that too much of it can be just that, too much. It can be agitating, it can be overheating, and we want it to be balancing. So if we think of this breath happening at the back of the throat, imagine maybe like a golf ball size at the back of the throat opening. And go ahead and open your mouth for the first few breaths. We won't keep it open because it will dry out the back of your throat. But open your mouth. And then if you want to, you can take a hand to just in front of your mouth. And now you're going to fog up this hand mirror. Okay, so we'll imagine that there's a mirror there. And then with your mouth open and a little opening at the back of the throat, start to make a sound on the inhale and the exhale. Then close your mouth, take a couple breaths, even swallow a couple times so that you're not dry at the back of your throat. And then you're going to imagine a mirror at the back of your teeth. Okay, so your teeth are going to close, but you're going to open the back of your throat, just like we did when we were holding the mirror in front of us. Mirror at the back of your teeth, and now you're going to fog it up with that same sound, but with your teeth closed and your lips closed. Now think of a slow, even breath here with this breath. Instead of trying to make it quick and forced, slow and even. And again, let it go if it becomes too much. If you'd like to, you can close your eyes here. Continuing with this breath, if it feels good, feel free to connect your first finger and thumb and place your hands palms down on your legs. Or simply rest your hands. Allowing for that even and full breath with the sound at the back of your throat. And thinking of a balance. You can make a lot of sound, so if there were other people in the room, they could hear you, or just a little sound so only you can hear you. Think about making it soft enough so only you can hear you. And now connect palms together at heart center. And as you inhale, sit just a little bit taller. Exhale, bow towards your heart. Then softly opening your eyes, release your hands down. And as you gently draw your shoulders up and back, lengthen up to the back of your neck, keep going with this Ujjayi breath if it feels okay in your body. And then gently, as you're taking this breath, you're going to move ear to shoulder, starting to focus on the neck, the tops of shoulders. Then allow your head to come to rest over to the right side. And again, you're continuing with this breath if it feels good. On your next exhale, you're dropping your chin in toward your chest, keeping your shoulders up and back. Again, continuing with this breath. And then left ear to left shoulder, take a full breath here. Next exhale, your chin drops down again. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to your chest. And keep going with your breath this way a few times to each side, allowing that movement to sync with your breath. Your breath to be that even and balanced Ujjayi. Next time your exhale happens, your chin is down towards your chest, keep your shoulders up and back, and just little tiny shakes of your head no toward the ground. Then tilt your chin up toward the ceiling again. Shoulders are back, shoulder blades engaged. You're long through the back of your neck. And then you're going to take a little half circles here with your chin. As you take these half circles, you can start to make them a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. So maybe your chin is coming more toward your shoulder on each side. Then back into center now. Hands come in front to clasp. Pull forward with your arms, round back through your upper back, thinking of moving your low ribs back. And then add that stretch through the lats here, shifting your shoulders side to side. Again, continue with that breath with sound if it feels good. Then inhale, rise all the way up. Your hands are clasped. Turn your palms up. And as you press up with your palms, draw your shoulder blades onto your back. And now add some side to side stretches here. And as you stretch side to side again, focus on that breath. And again, if it gets fatiguing, just return to a natural breath. Don't worry about maintaining the Ujjayi sound. Or if it feels good, maintain that sound. Good, so now stretching over to the right side, turn your torso a little bit downward so you can pull it in with your left low ribs. A little more of a stretch into your lats, your ribs. Take a big deep breath. Inhale, rise all the way back up. And exhale, side stretch over to the left side. Take a big full breath here. Remember your shoulder blades. Remember your breath. And then turn your torso. So you're pulling in with your right low ribs, turning your right shoulder down. Then inhale back up to center, release your arms and switch the cross of your legs if you're sitting cross-legged. Shift your sitting bones. And now from here, we'll go to the front and to the back, expanding through the chest and expanding through the upper back. So again, clasp your hands, pull forward, round back through your spine. Chin tucks in, take one full breath. Then inhale, sit tall, take your hands behind to clasp. And you can always have fists at low back instead. Palms press, elbows hug back, keeping joints unlocked, expanding open your chest. One more big breath. Then release your hands, take your hands in front to clasp. Exhale, low ribs in, tuck your chin. Big, deep, long breath. Inhale, sit tall, bring your hands behind your back to clasp again. One more time. Shoulders lift up and back. Again, elbows are bent and tucking back toward each other. Palms press. Take one more deep breath and resistance. Pull away with your hands, but press them toward each other at the same time. Maybe you feel a little bit more stretch into those delts at the outside edge of your shoulders. Then release your hands, come forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, put your forearms on the ground with your palms face up, and then settle your hips back as far as your body is ready for your child's pose. It's a little external arm bone rotation difference here, possibly in the shoulder feel. Take a big deep breath, maybe set your head down on something. Inhale, rise up to hands and knees, setting yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Tuck your toes under and now lift your hips up and back down, facing dog pose. You're standing, pushing from your lats out through your hands, sitting bones tilting up, and then sway your hips big side to side. So think of getting longer from hip to armpit on one side, longer from hip to armpit on the other side. And now walk your way forward, taking as many steps as you need. You can do that from a hands and knees position if you like. From your forward fold, feet are inner hip distance or wider, depending on how tight your back body is today. Go bend to your knees, take the inhale and lengthen partway, extend your heart. Exhale and fold over your legs. Wait for your inhale, knees bent, squeeze your glutes, reach your arms and rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And with your eyes closed, return to that Ujjayi breath if it's comfortable. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, sound at the back of the throat. Keeping that breath, inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bend knees to fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way, extending your heart. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips, you're stepping right foot back into your lunge. Your knee can be up or down, your choice. Center off of your hips, right left hip crease back into space, and then inhale, rise up. Feel free to stretch up here or take gratitude or maybe hands at your hips, your choice. Again, keep your hips centered, start to settle into that front knee. Take a big deep breath in and out of the nose, sound at the back of the throat if that feels okay. Exhaling, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward. And exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Again, back knee on the ground if you want. Push your feet down, and on your inhale, rise up to the torso. Sending your right hip crease back in space, and then come to whatever variation of arms feels the best in your body. Big deep breath. Deep, full inhale. Long, deep exhale. Next exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward, lift your heart up part way, and exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to hips, push your hips back, start to lift up and over through your shoulders. Inhale, rise. And then set your feet up to inner hip distance apart and parallel if you're not already there. And then palms forward, close your eyes for a moment and take a full breath. Finding that sound at the back of the throat. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Take a hold of your right wrist and exhale over to the left side. A little bend to your knees. Then move your inner thighs back and then engage low glutes, low belly. And now start to draw your low ribs in, especially on the right side as you begin to turn downward through your right shoulder, expanding into your right back body. Big deep breath. Inhale all the way back up to center, switching wrists, and exhale over to the right side. Again, a little bend to your knees. We keep our knee joints soft. Move your inner thighs back. Low glutes, low belly engage. Pull your low ribs in as you exhale and turn downward through your left shoulder. Inhale all the way back up to center. Release your wrists and exhale, fold. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Planting fingertips, right foot steps back into your lunge. This time, turn and plant your back heel. And now bring your left elbow to your knee. Right hand to your hips, and do the side angle pose variation here. Bending into your front knee, find that stacked place for your front shin and open up your knee. Think of wrapping your glute down and under so your knee moves toward your pinky toe edge. Keep that, turn your belly and your heart open, and then feel free to stretch, top arm over your ear if that feels good. Deep breath. Push down with your feet, squeeze your glutes, and rise up to your warrior two, keeping that bend to your front knee and the opening. Lift your ribs, your heart, full deep breath, gazing over your left middle finger. Good, now hands come behind to clasp, press palms, hug elbows back, and begin to lift up and open through your chest. Engage low belly and low ribs. Exhale, hands come all the way down to the front of your mat. This time, step back, tucking your back toes, downward facing dog, or hands and knees, your choice. Take a moment wherever you are to rotate elbow pits forward, creating that upper arm bone rotation. Push from lats out through your hands, lift your sitting bones. Big deep breath. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Knees can always come to the ground. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Extend your chest, your collarbones, tone your belly. Think of your low belly and your low ribs pulling in. And then bend your elbows, lower all the way down to your belly. From here, walk your hands back by your rib cage. Lift your shoulders up and back before you even rise up anywhere. Take a big exhale, and as you push your legs down, engage low belly and low ribs. Inhale, lift up as high as your body needs. Shoulders up and back, rising up to a high cobra, medium cobra, or low, wherever that is. Tuck your toes and push back into a downward facing dog pose. Walk feet forward, take as many steps as you need to come into a forward fold at the front of your mat. Take feet a little wider if you want to, if that feels better on your back body. Knees bent, arms hang or hold on to elbows. And for just a moment, sway a little side to side, letting that length happen from hip to armpit. And now plant your fingertips and step left foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your left heel and bring right elbow to your knee, left hand to your hip into that side angle pose variation. Bend into your front knee and notice shin stacked right up over your arch. Turn your belly, turn your heart open to the left, even as you keep your knee opening to the right. Big deep breath. If you'd like, you can stretch top arm over your ear or maybe straight up, or keep your hand at your hip. Deep, full inhale, long, deep exhale. Find that sound at the back of your throat if that feels good. Push into your feet and rise all the way up to your warrior two. Maybe extending your arms for a moment. Again, knee bent and opening. Lift your ribs. Gaze over your front middle finger. Then hands come behind to clasp. Palms press as you lift your shoulders up and back. Your elbows hug back. Deep breath. Then gently releasing your hands all the way down to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes and step back for a moment into your down dog. Big, full breath. And now lower knees down, hips to heels. Take the variation of child's pose that fits your body today. How can you turn this into something that serves you? So if you want to, you're always welcome to put elbows up on something here, walking them straight ahead from your shoulders and allowing your head to rest. And now gently push yourself up to your seat. And come all the way down to sitting bones. And now we're going to take right leg forward, left foot into the side of your leg. And now we're going to take this a little bit wider. So we're not going to fold straight toward our front leg. But if it's in your practice today, you're going to actually take your right leg out to the side, left heel more in toward your groin. However, if that makes your back round, then bring that leg in a little bit, okay? So find where it's best for your body, and then you're engaging both feet. So pinky toe edge of your left foot is pressing down like this to activate the ankle. Your heel is pressing down and toes pulling back on your right foot. Move your sitting bones. And now, right fingertips just inside your right knee, left hand to your hip, and turn your belly and your heart toward the left side. Put both shoulder blades onto your back and then stretch. Left arm up and over your ear if that feels good. If you stretch up and over your ear and you start to round through your back body, then maybe bring your hand back to your hip instead, okay? Or come up a little higher, maybe even bring your hand closer. So find where you can be really long. Now expand your left ribs. Even maybe physically move them a little further out to the left as you push your right fingertips down. Big breath. In and out of your nose. Sound at the back of your throat if that's comfortable. If you feel like you have a little bit more space, maybe you walk your hand down the outside of your leg towards your heel. Maybe you stay closer to your knee or anywhere in between. And part of how you know where to go with this is if you start to round toward the ground with your torso. Take a big deep breath. Then root down with your legs and inhale, rise all the way back up. And now go ahead and switch. So start off if you want to with that narrow version. Left leg extends, right foot into the side of your leg, and then move that leg out as far as your body needs to go, okay? And again, we're not symmetrical, so it might be different on this side. And where you can sit tall. Shift your sitting bones and engage both feet. Now, as you lift up tall, now bring your left fingertips to the floor inside your left knee. And then if you want, you can reach top arm over your ear. Again, notice length through the torso and lift the chest. If you start to find any rounding, or especially if you're leaning back through your low back, then maybe come more upright and stay hand at your hip. Big deep breath. And now if you feel like you have a little bit more space, maybe you walk your fingertips further down the outside of your leg, Maybe you're coming to take a hold of your foot, maybe somewhere in between. Find the right place for your body today. Big deep breath. Expand your right ribs even more for this next breath. Then inhale, rise all the way back up and set your footprints on the ground. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Make sure you have cross handy because we want to be able to prop ourselves well when it comes time. So as you lay all the way down, pull knees up close into your chest and rock a little side to side. And now we're going to take a long side body stretch here. So lengthen your legs all the way out if that's comfortable. If you need, you can stay feet to the floor here. But whichever variation works for you, we're going to take our shoulders over to the left. So you can use your elbows here to help you, but inchworm your shoulders to the left. And then with your right arm reaching over your ear, take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Now with your right leg, if your legs are extended, then cross your right ankle over your left. And take a big breath into that side stretch. And now release that top leg, inchworm your way back into center, and then your shoulders over to the right. Take a hold of your left arm over your head or your left wrist over your head as you stretch over to the right thigh. And then cross left ankle over your right. Big deep breath into this stretch. And now gently uncross your legs, inchworm your torso back into center, and bend your knees here, footprints to the floor. We'll walk our feet wide and take that favorite of all favorite hip / spinal movement, windshield wipers with your legs. Both knees to the right, both knees to the left. Slowly moving a couple times to each side. This gentle opportunity for your nervous system to calm. And now as you come back up to center, we're going to begin to set ourselves up into the most comfortable rest, the most comfortable release. So feel free to grab whatever props you need. If you have any tension in the back body, then a pillow or a bolster underneath your legs is really helpful. Maybe a blanket over your torso and your hips for a little more warmth and grounding. Find what feels the best to your body. And here, if you've been maintaining that Ujjayi breath, this is where you get to let it go. This is where you get to tune into your body, settling in, and a soft breath. Letting all the work that you've done settle into yourselves. awareness back to your breath. And gently start to move through fingers and through toes. As you're ready to, bending your knees and rolling over to one side. And slowly bringing yourself back up to your seat. Connecting hands together at heart center and with your eyes closed. Take just a moment of time to tune back into the general feeling inside. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.